Hey, good morning, and no, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. That good start. Welcome to Between the Shores.
It's good to be together.
Yes, and we're live today, and we welcome back Tracy, and we're kind of riffing on Colby today, but actually more. Colby's message yesterday. We're continuing our Nicene Creed series. That was number 8. We got 2 more after this week, and all on the Holy Spirit. So buckle your seatbelts. This is gonna be fun.
Buckle your
And
pants.
yeah, yep,
We're going on a ride.
yeah, and it's good. So anyway, welcome back, Tracy.
It's good to
And
be back.
thank you for trusting us with the podcast and
I'm so glad that you're still doing the podcast.
Oh,
awesome.
it's been fun. This has really been fun. And Colby, you said you met someone the other day who's been listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
Just a podcast. Doesn't come to our church, but
No.
that's cool.
No.
So welcome those of you who aren't even here.
Meaning
but-
you're not on the island.
Yes, but you're there.
And of all the podcasts to listen to,
Yeah,
they've chosen this one.
yeah, but it's
Which is
good.
good.
It's real. And thank you. And thank you guys for connecting and just for praying and seeking what the Holy Spirit has for us.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to hand things over. We're sharing a mic, so I'm going to pass this over, and I'll jump in every now and then when I get squirrely. And and again, the whole reason we call this Between the Shores is it's kind of that narrow space where we're saying, let's look back at what we hear the Lord is saying to us and how does that apply between the Sundays and the way we live out the whole rest of our lives. So welcome. And welcome. Yeah.
I'm so excited to be back. This is the first I guess podcast that I've been back on.
Yeah.
So, and Colby, this is my first Sunday that I was back to experience the series that you guys have been doing on the Nicene Creed. And now I'm excited to go back and listen to all the messages to see what this is, how it's unfolded. But I was just so impacted, Colby, by what you shared, because coming out of sabbatical and coming out of this time where I was hidden with the Lord and really did get a chance to experience what the Holy Spirit does to reveal Jesus, like the way you brought that out, Colby, was just so well said, so clear, because that's the role of the Holy Spirit. It's not about, he doesn't bring glory to himself. He is wanting us to see Jesus. And so he's revealing Jesus. He's removing the veil from our eyes so we can see him more clearly. And when we get a chance to experience him, like, it truly is disorienting. It's truly disruptive, but it opens our eye. I mean, there's an invitation in it to open our eyes to something so much more. And so I'm kind of curious, like, when you were going through this, Colby, like, what excited you?
Yeah, I mean, like I said yesterday, we all kind of wanted to do it when
That's
we figured
right.
out it was the whole, because I think, it is a fun, we could, even just the 2 Corinthians verse, you could probably teach on for a number of weeks. There's so much stuff in there.
That's right.
Let alone the Holy Spirit. How do you cover
How do you cover that one message?
that in one 40-minute message, right?
Yeah.
But what kind of really stuck with me while I was preparing was just thinking about my own journey with the Holy Spirit. Really, I remember as a kid, 5, 6, 7, I was in a house group with my mom.
Oh.
And they decided they wanted to pray for me. And I remember feeling the Holy Spirit then.
Okay.
And then seeing some of the weirder but good stuff in some conferences, and then going to harvest school and seeing some even more weirder stuff but good, and seeing him work and miracles and but then really seeing that kind of side of the Holy Spirit, but never really knowing the side of him revealing Jesus. Right. I knew what he would do. I knew I knew the power part of the Holy Spirit.
Got it.
But not necessarily the presence where he reveals Jesus to you. So, I remember just recently, like I said yesterday, the first Jesus Image Conference, when the Holy Spirit really, marked my heart with Jesus. That totally changed everything. So, I'm even thinking, as I was preparing my message, I was I identify with Peter with the fact of, even, before then I was like, yeah, I'll witness a little bit when the opportunity is available.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll do this. I would, but like since like Peter, like having an influence with the Holy Spirit, experiencing that, like he was totally changed.
Yeah.
And his ministry changed.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I kind of feel like that my ministry, my life shifted since the Holy Spirit in Orlando, Florida, and whatever it was, 2023, I think it was.
Yeah, 23.
Like totally changed how I see ministry, how I interact with the Holy Spirit, how I take communion, like everything.
Sure.
It just totally shifted. So,
well, it's like what you talked about too, the Holy Spirit. I mean, his role is to reveal truth and to convict our hearts and to counsel us. And so you experience like him in his fullness at that conference, and that opened your eyes to see much more who God is in his fullness. And wow, I mean, that changes us, right?
Yeah, like just like marked after that conference, like I was like I want to get a tattoo right down my arm, like 2 Corinthians 2, like for I've decided know nothing but Christ and Him crucified. That's it.
Yeah,
like that's good enough.
Yeah.
If I can figure out Christ and Him crucified even a little bit, I think I'm doing an all right job, right?
Well, he's so much more, right?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's what he is. That's what Paul said.
Yep.
And that's what was important.
Yeah, the part you had said about revealing Christ, I thought is so important because sometimes we get caught up in what the Holy Spirit is revealing about ourselves. Like there's a good quote that is often used, which is that when the Holy Spirit shows up, he offends us to reveal our heart.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
But it's more than that. Once our heart's revealed, it's like, oh, so what are you going to do with this?
Yeah.
But in revealing Christ, actually, that exposes our hearts too, and sometimes it does offend us, but it shows us our hope.
Yes.
In really recognizing the third person in the Holy Spirit, that He's God, is He knows everything about us too, just as Jesus does, just as the Father does. He's planned all this out. He's mapped all this out. And yet He wants it. But when we engage with Him, it's all of a sudden, oh, that's where Jesus fits into all of those areas of my life. And that's where He was knitting it all together. And that just, it just kind of, I don't know, it's like unlocks the door and blows the whole thing wide open. And that I just loved that picture of revealing Christ. And because even, all the stuff we've been talking about in the last year about how the scriptures always reveal Christ. We've been, Bible recap and all the stuff we've been talking about, like how you see Jesus all through this. That really, that's the focus. The Holy Spirit reveals. The Father is revealing. The Son is bringing glory to the Father. It's all this whole entire story. It's just written throughout the whole part. And it was just so good because I think sometimes we get, like you touched on, but quickly moved right to what's important. We get caught up in how does this affect me?
Yeah.
Or
consumer Christianity.
Yeah. Or
that's the word,
Yes. We're thinking if there's presence, it's consumer Christianity, and if there's power,
it's
performance.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. And that's where we get caught up instead of this is Christ, and Christ in us is our hope. And it's our peace. And there's definitely power. There's definitely, the dunamis, but man, there's so much more. And it just so fits with so much life and hope and but you didn't totally get playing into the whole thing of how controversial adding this into the Nicene Creed was.
Yeah.
I mean, you touched on it, but I mean, like you were talking to me about in your studies, like there was a war.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It warred.
Yeah.
For a long time, it split the West from the East, and so I don't think I settled any wars, but
or rumors.
or rumors, but
There's still more rumors.
but I think there is like I even just think with youth, like one thing the youth hear me say all the time is like what at the end of the message I talked about was there is a way to engage with the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, you talked about
So like when you if you come to youth group, the youth if they're regulars in our youth group, they know there's this time that we're having.
Yeah.
There's a proper way to engage with him. So yeah, I was thinking.
What would just to explain it out? How would you tell the youth?
Yeah,
This is how you do it.
Well, I always just start off and I set expectations.
Sure.
I say this. We are moving into a time, and he is here, but he also wants to engage with you.
Yeah.
So and it comes down to like, I don't let them get away with things.
Right. Yeah. So they may want to do something else, but you're like, this is where we're going.
But honestly, I think when you even just start to honor him, he begins to move, and it becomes really easy.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm, forcing them to engage with the Holy Spirit, but when he's there, they're going to engage. We're wired to engage with him.
Yeah.
So you just create some lines.
Yes.
That's I just create some lines, and the Holy Spirit really does the work.
Well, because it's kind of like when you say that, like he's always moving and he wants to engage with us more than we even want to engage with him. He longs to draw us in. And I always just think of the river of life, like the movement of water. And so it's like, you're like, here's the banks of the river. And we're just going to jump in. And the river moves. There's a current and it's moving, and the Holy Spirit is going to move as we engage with him. And so there's just that willingness to get into the water. Like
Heather and I talked about too, sometimes you hear people say wow, the Holy Spirit really showed up this morning or this evening or something. And but he was already there. It's actually us.
We showed up.
Recognizing.
Yes.
Yes, he comes and in powerful ways. Like I've been in those rooms before. But most of the time, it's us that just need to recognize he's here. Right.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's interesting. This morning I was reading in Psalm 25 in the Message translation, and in verse 15 it says, "If I keep my eyes on God, I won't trip over my feet." And so that's a reminder that oftentimes we navel gaze, right? We're looking at ourselves. We're very aware of how we feel and how we want things to go. And he's just saying, just lift your eyes. Like it's actually sometimes as simple as moving our eyes away from ourselves, our circumstances, how we feel, and saying, God, what do you want to do? What do you say?
And it becomes easier.
Yes.
Like I was just even practically, I've been my friends are forcing me to run a 5K.
Oh!
So I've been
forcing you.
So I've been Googling because how to make this easier for me.
Yes,
because
you don't want to injure yourself.
I'm not built like a runner. I'm built like a football star.
Yes. You take some people down.
Anyways, but a lot of things I've been reading is when you look down at the ground, that's when you get sore back or your things. But when you look at the horizon, it becomes much easier to run. So when your eyes are actually up, your running becomes easier and your breathing becomes easier. And so I was as you were saying that, I was thinking it's true. When you have your head up and you're looking at Christ, things do get easier.
Yes. It's true. And actually David even says in that same psalm, as you go to the end, he says, "And I run to you, don't turn from me." And he says, I look forward to, I will wait for how you're going to knit me back together. So when we come to him in our pain and our struggle and our, just like, God, what do I do? Like, he is knitting us. Like he knit us together in our mother's womb. But in this new life in Jesus, the Holy Spirit is knitting our hearts with his heart. And so it's a process though.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to happen like in one experience or one move. It's all the time he's at work knitting and putting us back together. And so we get to, when we choose to look at him, experience just a little bit more today of how he's knitting us back together. And so there is a way of showing up, and it's a willingness to say, okay, God, I give you everyone and I give you everything. I'm going to wait on you.
And I think that knitting together, like I've just been fascinated with this whole way this whole series has gone. Like, because it's stuff you read, but you don't, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but thinking it through and process, I mean, one leads into the other. And I mean, from the ascension, the story of Stephen looking up and, here he's got his eyes on Jesus as he's being stoned. And he sees Jesus in his ascended form, but it's the Holy Spirit revealing that to him. And such revelation just frees him from everything he's going through to exemplify and speak even Christ's words to not hold this sin against them, which is just astounding. And then next week we go into, the week after next, we're going to go into really all of that God is doing is to prepare his bride, his church. And it's like, pretty smart. And it's just been fun to see that reveal and come together, especially when it's, a bunch of bozos on the bus kind of figure this out and looking at this going, oh my goodness, I've heard this, I've studied this, I've never seen this. And the way the Holy Spirit's just revealing stuff like, Heather's message so connected to your message and what the Lord used my message for, and just the way it's all intertwined. It'll be fun to have you jump back into this too.
Looking forward to it.
It's just been really, just so thankful for, and that's the Holy Spirit, just gently empowering and sometimes overwhelmingly empowering to reveal that Christ loves us and his life in us helps us to become the bride. It's just, it's really beautiful. It's really been really encouraging.
And I think just in saying that, Joel, as you were speaking and just talking about how things have been knit together, at the end of your message, Colby, too, like you just talked about how the Holy Spirit invites, there's this invitation, but I think it's a response when we recognize what the Holy Spirit is doing. Like we want to worship. We want to say, Holy Spirit, we love you. We need you. We want you. And I would just want to encourage anyone watching, listening, if this kind of idea of the Holy Spirit is still quite foreign and new, like just ask him to come, ask him to reveal truth and just say, I love you. I want to know more of who you are and what it means to live a life walking with you. And I think like he so would want to just respond to that and show you more of himself. And so I just want to encourage that.
Yeah, it's not a formula.
No.
No. And he's not an accessory.
No. No.
Anything you want to say to kind of wrap things up and pass along, Colby?
No, just if you wanted, like Tracy said, dig into more, like I recommend a lot of this a lot of it came from Michael Koulianis' book on the Holy Spirit. So it's an excellent read. It's an easy read. But he really, really shows us the Holy Spirit's role on glorifying Christ and revealing him. So I encourage you for that. And, this week you're speaking.
I'm speaking, I'm going to share a bit about disruption and disorientation. So there'll be some connections to what you shared. So
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, thank you very much. Please leave a comment, pass this along, and or don't. And just
no pressure.
and show up in person, surprise us, and we'd love to connect with you and keep this conversation going. Blessings. Thank you all. I'm gonna step up and turn off.